I wanna tell you about two things before I show you how to make your Payday look better. It's obvious, but I'm gonna say it just in case. Everything I will show here will cost at least 1 frame per second. If you can barely run vanilla Payday and decide to try this either way, then keep in mind the game could become unplayable and there's nothing I can do about it. I can run this game at 120 frames per second with all the effects I will show you today. Here are my specs if you are interested or would like to compare. This game's engine is extremely unstable, so it can crash whenever it feels like it. I will suggest 2 mods and you have to be aware that they could potentially make it die even more. If your game starts crashing more frequently after installing them, check the crash log, and if you notice anything related to them, you should probably just remove them. Personally, it has not happened to me yet, but I cannot guarantee they will work fine for everyone. This one has basically unlimited possibilities. There's so many effects you can download that I would just recommend downloading all of them and then testing which ones you would like personally. I've been using Reshade for years for a lot of games, so I will just show you what I think is a good configuration, but then again, I cannot guarantee you'll like it as well. Remember that some of the effects simply do not work or make the image look worse, so do not be surprised if you notice weird stuff. Also, Reshade might cause additional input lag, which probably happens more with weaker PCs, but that's something you will have to test on your own. You might have heard of HDR, and this is exactly what this effect is trying to imitate. Obviously it's nowhere near HDR when it comes to actual quality, but I think it does an amazing job regardless. The default power value when you turn it on is 1.300, which will most likely be okay for some people, but for me it's a bit too high, and I do recommend going down to about 1.200. The second one is Colorfulness, my personal favorite. Just like with the HDR effect, you can experiment with different values, but I'm usually fine with the default one. There isn't much to say, it just makes the colors better. Luma Sharpen. It makes the image sharper. I didn't use it much, but if you feel like the image in your game is too blurry, or just not sharp enough on its own, then I believe this would be the right solution. You probably know this already, but to run this one you will need to own an Nvidia GPU. It's very limited compared to Reshade, but it's what I've been using for months. Creepy showed it to me, and I think it's worth sharing. You can try to experiment with this one too, but I don't know. My attempts weren't too successful. I just suggest using my settings directly. sure not everyone will like those, but I think the game looks much better with rain at night, and it's exactly what these mods will do. If you don't know how to install mods, then watch some tutorial, it's very easy to find. My configuration for them is simple. Turn the rain on and disable everything else. Set night for every heist, and it's done. I will leave the links to them in the description.